guys, welcome back to the vlog. We're having a bit of a rocky start this morning. We are not gonna let it impact the rest of our day. I snoozed through 2 of my alarms, which was obviously completely my fault. I just don't have a lot of time to get ready this morning, which again, that's totally on me. I also fell asleep last night without drying my hair. I had wet hair, and that's why it looks like this. And I was actually planning out my next video last night, and I wanted to do something centered around making friends because I feel like that's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently and just really care about in this stage of my life. All of you guys that are new, I'm 23. I moved to Philly like 6-ish months ago. This is like kind of my first time doing all of those things. And also when I moved to Philly, I didn't know a single person here, which is insane. Like I still can't believe that I did that. I'm also very introverted and like I said, don't have any like social setups like work or something similar to help me make friends and relationships with new people. But I was planning out that video and trying to think of my experience and like things I want to share. And one of the things was that you kind of need to be your own best friend. And I feel like that's so important. And you guys know I love that entire concept because I love spending time by myself. That wasn't always true, and it's not something that I still am always super comfortable doing. Like it really depends on the situation. I thought today we could spend a day kind of being intentional about being our own best friend. That's kind of the vibes for today. I made my coffee. Hair is everywhere. We need to go get ready like really quickly. If you guys don't know, I start work at 8 a.m. and I need to hurry. Apparently it's 57 degrees outside right now, which feels very cold to me since it's been so hot recently. But the high today is going to be 80 degrees. So like how does one dress like a mid-autumn day, like a full summer in one day? I cannot believe it's September. That's crazy. My hair was bothering me, so I put it up like this. I now realize it looks very silly. Well, it's 2:07. I just put my timer on for my lunch break, and I'm very proud of myself. The thing I told myself when I got up this morning is that I'm actually going to take my lunch break, which I haven't been very good about recently because even though I know you need to take breaks in order to do your best work, I get overwhelmed and just like want to do things without taking a break. Like I don't want to rest until something is finished, even though I know that that's not a very healthy mindset and is not going to get you very far. I obviously have just been working all morning. You guys know I work from home. It's pretty much just me most of the time, so I'm very used to my own company and kind of like out of necessity. It wasn't necessarily fully planned, but we're learning and growing every single day. But like I said, it's my lunch break now, and actually I'm gonna close the window. It's very loud. Hold on. Okay, I closed the window. I love having it open because I love just like having some airflow in here, but sometimes it does get very loud because I live right in the middle of the city, so it's bound to happen. But I think what I want to do is first eat something. I was like not feeling my best this morning. I was feeling like kind of like nauseous and my stomach was kind of upset. So I didn't eat that much, and I'm definitely hungry, but I don't want to like eat anything that's going to make my stomach feel worse, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I feel like I feel fine now, so I think we're good. But I'm going to make myself some lunch, probably some leftovers I had for dinner last night. I made salmon. It was so tasty and so delicious. So I'll probably just heat up a piece of that and have that. And then also we're gonna do, I was gonna go to a cafe today because you guys know that's my favorite like solo activity, and I really enjoy doing that during like the work day. I just think it's so nice to get out of your normal kind of atmosphere and just it's just really refreshing, and I feel like it's good all around. And I was going to do that, but I actually have 2 meetings this afternoon that are kind of like just evenly spaced out enough that there's not like a section of time in between them that's long enough for me to go to the cafe, if that makes sense. So it's all good. We are just gonna go with that, and then we'll see what the plan is for tonight. Again, I would love to get out of the house, so I'm going to make myself go on a walk or possibly go to dinner, but probably I'll just cook in. The only reason that I said I might go to dinner is that I saw just on Instagram like 2 minutes ago that Dolly Talkie is today, which if you live in Center City, you know what Dolly Talkie is. It's my favorite. I've only been once and I like need to go way more than I do. It's basically this Mexican restaurant around here. What is it actually called? I always just call it Dolly Talkie because it makes the most sense in my brain. I don't remember, but I'll put the name of the restaurant here. And every week they do a night where it's tacos for $1, which is obviously such a good deal. And it's kind of like a surprise what day it's going to be on. It's usually a Tuesday or a Thursday, and today's a Tuesday, but you won't actually know until they post on Instagram like it's going to be today. And I just saw that they did, so I'll see if my friend Julia wants to go get tacos or not. So we shall see, but if not, that's really cool as well. But I do need to make myself leave the house. I feel like there's a big difference for me personally between enjoying my alone time and my solitude and being comfortable with that in my own space versus being in public. And I was actually had like some comments about that the other day, which I think is so interesting because I think that's the part that's really hard for me is like going out and doing things alone when there's other people around, if that makes sense. But I've honestly gotten really, really comfortable with that too, just through practice. I think it's a life skill that like everyone should have, honestly. Yeah, so we'll probably just go for a little walk on the river trail, maybe. We'll see what the vibes are once we get to that point in the day. I told myself I was gonna be good and take my full break for lunch. So I'm gonna do that and I'm very proud of myself, but let's heat up some leftovers and then maybe I could check a few things off my personal to-do list during lunch too, which would be really nice and just take some pressure off of my evening. Do need to fold my laundry. I did it last night. I actually didn't write that down yet. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. That would be great. But I also need to do like kind of a mini clothing declutter. One of my friends, Olivia, is having a craft night tomorrow. I'm so excited. That's going to be in a different vlog. I'm really looking forward to it, but she let everyone who is coming know that she also is doing some donations over the weekend of like clothes and stuff. So if we had anything, we could just bring it and she would do it for us, which is so sweet of her to do. So I'd like to go through my things and find some stuff to donate because I know I have a lot. It probably needs to be like multiple times I do that over the next few weeks, but baby steps is good. So let's make some lunch. Wait, actually, okay, the lighting's gonna be bad, but idea. What if I put you inside the cabinet? Very tall. You can see like every room in my apartment when I do this. Wait, that's so funny. This is how little my apartment is. Wait, that's not bad. Very short, but embrace it for the vibes, okay? This is probably what I look like in perspective in real life anyway, to most people. I feel so tiny. This is so silly. I love it. Okay, I made lunch. You know your girl loves salmon. Me and salmon, we're tight, okay? Besties. I'm my own best friend, but my other best friend is salmon. I got some potatoes, some salmon, and some asparagus I made last night for dinner. On the salmon, I baked it and I did soy sauce and hot honey as like a little glaze. So good. I was having so much fun listening to Sabrina Carpenter. I was excited for her new album, but I was like not like anticipating it that much. I was like, oh, it'll probably be good. But it's such a vibe. Like every song is so catchy. And I think my top 3 favorites right now are Cocoa Juice. House Tour is so catchy, you guys. Like I cannot stop singing House Tour. I'm obsessed. Honestly, all of them are good. Also Goodbye, like classic. I think House Tour is my favorite. It's like so catchy. I was singing that last night as I was getting ready for bed. It's so good. So let me know what your favorite song is on the album currently, but let me know. Okay, we're gonna eat our, I want to say dinner. It's not dinner time. Okay. It's lunchtime. We're gonna eat this, and then I think we might fold laundry because the version of me later who has folded laundry is gonna be really grateful. right, we have 15 minutes left of our break. We're gonna see how much of this laundry can fold. I think I've stopped my really bad habit of accidentally recording on slow-mo, but when I do, it's actually the worst. I hate it so much. I ate my lunch. I also grabbed some coconut water. Yes, I will be drinking out of the big one because I live alone, so my roommate will not mind. But I'm just gonna fold all this stuff. I also think I actually will do my walk later instead of going to dinner because I forgot that I have a work meeting at 5, and like you'd probably want to go around 5:15-ish to be able to get a seat because I think it's walk up only. I need to really hold myself to getting out the house though and actually going on that walk probably after I eat dinner, maybe before. We'll see what the vibes are. It kind of sound like a broken record if you've watched my vlogs before, but practicing being comfortable by yourself and just like really working on that is one of the best things I've done for myself in my 20s. And like I said, like moving out alone to a new city was kind of like throwing myself into the deep end of the pool in terms of like being comfortable being alone. I also want to acknowledge, like, I do think it really also depends on where you live of like how quick it is for you to feel more comfortable doing that, and like obviously your personality and all of that stuff is super important too. I feel like being in a city, and specifically a walkable city, made such a humongous difference. And for context, before this, I was living with my family and we lived in a very kind of small town area in Connecticut for the last few years. Not a lot of people live there. There was not a lot of business. And I would try and be that person to like go on a little walk, like go to the coffee shop. There was one coffee shop there. But I always felt so uncomfortable. And I genuinely think that it was because there were not that many people there. And that might sound really counterintuitive because in my head, if you'd asked me before that experience, I would be like, oh, it'd be way more comfortable because I wouldn't be worried about people looking at me. There'd just be less like social interactions to think about. That might be true for some people, but I just found the complete opposite. I have also noticed when traveling, if I'm in New York City, for example, I feel so comfortable. I would even vlog in public in New York City in a crowd of people, which is something I would be way too embarrassed to do in like that little town in Connecticut, for example. I guess my point with this is that I do think your location does matter, and some people will tell you that it doesn't, but I feel like that's just not accurate. Moving here again kind of threw me in the deep end of the pool. I feel like it is easier here for me to practice being comfortable being on my own because there's just so many great opportunities. Going on the little river walk, like I said, like I know there's going to be a lot of people there because it's going to be like what, 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. There will be people there, and that makes me a lot more comfortable and feel safe, to be honest with you. Feeling safe is one of the most important things, being able to enjoy your own company in public. If you guys follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know I love to do my museum dates. I do them once a month, and honestly I think it's a tradition I want to keep doing. Basically where once a month I go to the art museum and I do a solo date by myself at the art museum. I absolutely love it. It's such a good environment to practice going on solo dates and like being in your own company in your 20s if that's something you want to work on, because it's such a nice environment for that. And the reason I say that is because it's very quiet. There's no expectation that you're going to socialize. If you go to a restaurant and sit down by yourself, which I have done, it can feel a little bit awkward because it feels like everyone else there is eating as a group. It's a social activity. Whereas the museum, like a lot of people are in bigger groups, but it's very quiet. It's not weird if you barely utter a word the entire time you're there. That's just the environment that it is, if that makes sense. I highly recommend that. If you are trying to work on this, want like a nice welcoming environment to try it in, I just really enjoy it. And it's also great because you can wear your headphones, and honestly it's not that weird to wear your headphones in a museum. Like I put on like a very cheesy classical music playlist that was like called, you know, romanticizing my museum day or something, that I found on Spotify. It was great. Just do that. I also love that if you get overwhelmed or if you just need to not listen to your own thoughts for like 2 seconds. I don't know if any of that made sense. That is my assorted thoughts for you today. Completely unasked for, but I hope it was a little bit helpful. I feel like having that skill of being comfortable by yourself, literally the most useful thing ever. And also once you do that, you unlock this like whole world of possibility. If there's something you want to do and there's no one around to do it with you, you can still do it and have fun and have that experience. Like you don't have to rely on other people to do things that make you happy. If you are also in the same place as not just you, I do not have it all figured out by any stretch of the imagination, but we're working on it together. Okay guys, obviously it's been many hours. It's now 6:07, I think. It's 6:12 right now. I just finished finished work a couple minutes ago. We need to continue with our day, and obviously the most exciting part of the day is when you're done with work, because then you can do whatever you actually want to do with your day, which is my favorite thing ever. So I'm hungry. I think I'm going to make a snack and then eat like actual dinner later, because I still want to make myself go on the walk, and I think the sun is going to set in an hour. If I just have a snack, I think I'll be more likely to actually make myself go outside. I do need to do some errands, but low-key I think I might do them tomorrow. I need to pick up some groceries and like snacks and drinks. One of my friends is having a craft night, which is so exciting. Olivia, that's tomorrow. I need to get some drinks, I think, for that, or a dessert possibly. The next day on Thursday is the first Eagles game of the season, and it's my first football season as a Philly resident. I'm very excited. I don't know anything about football. I'm not really that interested in it, but I love the vibes and I love being included in something, so I'm excited for the energy. You know, that's gonna be a good time. You know, I love a cheesy vlog, but definitely being comfortable being by myself, I feel like is a huge reason why I was also able to have and create more just good friendships and relationships and things since moving. I'll be able to think a little bit clearly after I have a snack, I think. I went on my walk. I'm so proud of myself. It was actually so lovely and perfect, and it was like the perfect time of day to go. I came back and obviously ate some dinner, and I've just been watching a show. I took this picture of the sunset. I couldn't take videos on my phone because I was talking to my mom, but look at this. Obviously it looked way cooler in person. Look how beautiful that is. I was like shocked. The sun in real life was so orange and so gorgeous. Really, really glad that I went on that walk. It just also felt nice on my body just to like get some movement in. Like, of course, I always feel better when I do that. One of those things is still a little bit hard to get yourself to do, but once you do it, you feel so much better. It's like I was talking about before, it's so nice to have little areas like that where I can just go on a walk and there's a bunch of people. Like, obviously I don't film people if I can help it, so it's more of just like clips of me and stuff, but there's so many people biking, walking, running, walking their dogs, rollerblading, scootering. Like, it's so fun. I got my mail on the way back in. I got some things from Amazon. This is specifically things for my Disney trip. I'm so excited. It's coming up so fast. We have like a little group chat where we've been planning stuff, and I just cannot believe that it's coming up so quickly. This is the ponchos. I don't know why they packaged them like this, but got a pack of ponchos. At some point, we're gonna be caught in the rain or on like a water ride or something, and that has happened to me every single time we go to Disney, and the ponchos there are like $20. So I got a multi-pack for us. We should be able to share. I think there's like 5 in here. They're just these little bags. I think I just got 2 other things. I'm so excited. I think that this is gonna be actually very helpful for this. I don't know if this is just in Philly or if it's just like everywhere. It's probably everywhere. Every single girl has a bagoo, like sling bag. But I was trying to think of what bag I was gonna use in the parks. I have a little Lululemon like crossbody bag, which I love, and it's great. So I going to bring that for sure. It's pretty small and like I need to have space for water and also my camera because I'm not gonna have pockets, you know? And this is like hopefully a good size where I can hold the water but also like some sunscreen and the camera and stuff but not be too big. This is the bag. It's like a corduroy fabric, which is my favorite. I have a couple bags and jackets like this and I always get compliments on them. I think it's so cute. That's so cute. And I also love that the strap is the same color and the buckle is the same color as the bag. And this is cute. I like the color. I can fit a lot of stuff in there. I feel like that's the size I was hoping for. Next thing and last thing is a workout set. And this was a double item for me. I wanted it to wear to Disney, but I also genuinely really need workout clothes. If you've ever seen me clips of me going to workout classes, I'm only ever wearing one thing, and that's because I own one pair of leggings and one workout top. It came with this top. Okay, the top's very cute. Just a simple little tank. I think I'll try them on and see what we're thinking. And I also did order a t-shirt from Etsy, which should be here in a few days. Honestly, I need to go to bed like as soon as possible. I don't know how it got late so quickly. Time flies when you're having fun hanging out by yourself, I guess. Very dark and I'll be honest, I could get my light but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Obviously I just cleaned up. I also did the dishes and just did my little skincare routine. I think it's like 9:40 right now. Honestly a little bit later. Today was a good day. I feel like I love having like a little theme of the day to kind of focus on. I always have so many thoughts in my brain of videos I want to make or things I want to do that feels like sometimes I just like never get done because I just have so many random ideas. Thank you guys for hanging out with me in this video, and if you love talking about being in your 20s, being your own best friend, being an introvert, making friends, figuring out life in this weird stage like me, you should stick around because that's what we love to talk about over here and that's what we love to figure out together. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, evening, whatever it is for you, and I'm gonna go to bed and I'll see you in my next vlog. Good night!